or the machines which are being used for the development of the organization. So in this regard, we can say that now we in this pandemic times also, where we are able to continue our education, we are able to continue the classes in a very well organized manner. So we can say that in this machine age, the usage of equipments and the machines have paved way for a developmental society, or for the development of the society. And in the in a major aspect, we can say it has paved the way for more development in the office processes or the office administration. In this regard, when we come to the use of the office equipments and office the office tools or the machines, we can come here. Now, when we talk about all these, now what is the importance? Do we, or we can say that, is it relevant to use these office machines or the equipments? What is its importance? Yes, we can say that it is very important for the usage of machines and the equipments which are being utilized in the organizations, or which are being utilized in the organizations, as we can say that it will help the organization to have a better aspects or in the developmental process. So now when we talk about these organizations, or when we talk about these systems, the office organizations, the equipments play a very important role. Now these machines and equipments, we can say, are of can be used in two types of workers, that is the white collar workers and the blue collar workers. The white collar workers are the people the workers or the employees who work with the systems and who have a desk jobs. These are called as the white collar workers or the employees. Now coming to the blue collar employees, we can say these are the industrial workers. These are the industrial workers which they work with the machines, they work with the huge machines in the production houses. So these very white collar people, they work with the tools or the laptops or the softwares or the machines which are run from the desk. So we can say that these machines play a very, very important role in the development of the organization and as well as in the development of the employees. So we can say that these office equipments and machines complement each other in the development of the organization. Now, when we talk about all these aspects, Christopher was the first person in 1873. He was the first person to use the typewriter. He was the first person to use the practical typewriter, and he came up with the explanation that because of he has given a way or has thrown light on the usage of the equipments or the we can say the equipments and the machines in the developmental process. So now when we talk about all these, the most important thing why we are using these machines or why we are using these equipments as a tool for the development of office administration, when we talk about all these, the first and foremost important thing which comes to our mind is the usage of paper. Now, when we talk about an office, the working of an office, we talk about these office processes where these offices are flooded with paper, because for everything, for each and everything in an office, we come across the usage of paper, writing a phone number or writing about a letter, drafting a letter, anything, writing an important note, anything, buying and selling of material, preparing a balance sheet, whatever, in all the aspects, right from the production to the marketing, in each of the aspects in the development of the organization, we come across these paper. So we can say that due to these flooding of the paper, the usage of these office machines and equipments has paved the way, or we can say that it has been created more of importance. And this, we can say that this is the most important aspect for the usage of these office equipments and the machines. Now, when we talk about these advantages, what are the most important advantages of the office machines? To name a few, we will take up each one of them and we will try to describe the advantages of it. The first and foremost is the economy. Economy is office machines secure economy in office operations in several ways. That is, the economy in many aspects, we can say that it is beneficial. Economy means the less usage of money going for more profits. So in this regard, we can say that the first important one, when economy, that the labor usage, the more of labor can the labor usage can be minimized, the paper usage can be minimized. With this, there will be more of profit. That is, economically, the organization might see more of a profit. And also, we can say that these organizations help the office, the production of the tools, and they also help in the developmental aspects of the in both the ways, we can say. That is, in the employee's perspective and also in the organizational perspective. Now, how can we say that it is in the regard of the employee's perspective? Because of the usage of the technology, because of the usage of the office equipments and the machines, the labor, the man hours of the employee will come down. Means he will experience more of efficiency and more of effectiveness in his work, and he can make his work more quicker. That is, he can work in a very efficient manner, and he can bring about more changes, and he can give out his more skills. Also, he can give out more of his capabilities, and he can also nurture, we can say, he can also nurture more of his capabilities, where at times when we start, for example, take ourselves as an individual. When we start writing, we don't use more of our knowledge skills, we don't use of our, but when we start using an equipment or a tool, we try to, because it is it comes in disguise as an helping hand, where if you when we use our smartphones or the laptops, we just give some commands and it will revert back that you can use this software, you can use these methods to get your things done in a very shortcut manner. So means this is a vice versa process, and you will be enlightened and you will be thinking enthusiastically that yes, now I can work in a very efficient manner because I'm getting a helping hand out of it, where I can process my things and I can nurture my things. I can bring about more capabilities into the in the workforce. So this economy is the first and foremost advantage of the office usage of office equipments and the office machines, whereby economy is nothing but reducing the cost, whereby when you reduce the cost, in turn you can save the money. When you reduce the cost of anything, in turn you are saving money, which will in turn show you some profits. So this can be, we can say that the reducing the usage of money, reducing the usage of the cost of the things can is directly proportional to getting the profits. So the economy is the first and foremost advantageous thing which when we go for usage of office process or office equipments. Then the second one is reduced monotony. Now, when we talk about, now what is this reduced monotony? when we talk about an office, in an office, each employee is being given separate tasks to perform. Now, when we talk about the class 4 employees, these class 4 employees, what they do, they have we can say that they have that work or responsibility of writing the addresses of the people on the covers, and they have to mail them, they have to seal them, they have to apply these are the things which are mainly done by the class 4 employees. So this will become a monotonous job. That is, okay, every time I have to do this job only. Then I don't have any other enthusiastic work where I can do or show my capability. So it is very monotonous, and I have to stick to the work what has been given to me, and I am tired of doing this work only. So which will give some this will create some a type of, we can say a type of distress in the employees also. So this will through usage of this equipments and the office machines, we can say that this task will be reduced, and they can also engage themselves in giving out a better quality of work. Then the third one, we can say that the quality. Now, how can we say that the quality is the quality of work done by the machines is superior to the manual work? Why? Because manually, how much work? Now, if two people are doing that work manually, and that two persons' work is being done by one single machine, then the quality also improves. How can we say that the quality improves? Because if two people are working, these two people have to have the same wavelength. They have to understand the job in the similar manner. They have to work with togetherness. They have to work without any misunderstandings. They shouldn't have any work-related problems, and they should work with equal pace. Everything has to be maintained. So it has to be, at times we can say that it might be a cumbersome procedure, because no two people cannot work in the similar pace, in the similar manner. At times we can see that there might be some deviations, because as we know that no two minds are the same, and no two people can work in the same aspects. So it is very important to keep in mind these things. So if we talk about the quality of working, so these two people's work can be done by a single machine, and the man hours will be reduced. The quality of the product will be very good. And the time duration, whatever has been set, it will be reduced. Means economy also, that is reduced time means more of work can be done, more of efficiency, more of effectiveness can be shown in the work. So we can see that through this, the quality of work also increases. This is the third important aspect we can say. Then the fourth one is speed. Now, when we talk about the speed, as I told you, two people cannot work in the same manner. They cannot maintain the pace. They cannot reach the workload in the same manner. There might be some deviations. There might be some distress in the workspace. So there might be little misunderstanding, or there might be n number of reasons which can be quoted. So the speed might be, now when you take typewriting, in the typewriting machine, when two people are being given two typewriters, for example, when they are being given a content, and when they are being asked to type that, two persons may not be equally done. They cannot go with the work equally. 1 or 2 minutes, 1 or 2 seconds difference will be there, and the speed might not match, which might be creating some or the other problems for the organization also. So we can say that this can give some difference of opinion to the organization also. So we can say that the speed with the usage of the equipments, with the usage of the office machines, the organization can speed up the work. The organization can work in a very efficient manner and get the results in no time. With that, what happens? The organization might go for more production. The organization might see more of profits, and they can also move on with in a very effective manner with less labor. And moreover, there will be no there will be no supervision also. That is, there won't be any supervision of or a supervisor to constantly monitor the people or the employees, how they are working, at what time they are working, in what way they are working. This all can be reduced, we can say. Then the next important aspect in this regard is standardization of the task. The standardization of the task is the, as I told you, we have taken the example of the typewriter. Now, the standardization, that is how much font has to be used, how much ink, the space has to be used, all these, there are some standards to be maintained. But at times we see that these standards, we can see that these standards might not be met in equal time with the people. So there might be some lots of differences coming up. So, but when the usage of the typewriters is being given, and now when we talk about the writing skills, no two people's writing will be same. So now when they start using the typewriter, these typewriters or the usage of the computers, we have the font size, we have all the inbuilt things where we can just click that and we can make the paper setting, we can do everything. And these are the standard forms. So each and every person can maintain that standard form. Each and every person can maintain that standard form, and he can work in a very efficient manner because everybody will complete the work in that stipulated time and in that standard formats only. Now, for example, if a project work is given to the students, then the teacher will say the font size should be 12, there should be a double spacing, and in that each page, this many words should be there. All this, if they give these settings, then the students will be able to perform their work in no time because they got all the guidelines of how to do it. And if the teacher says, just send me your document in a PDF format, then the format, everybody will put all these in that and they will send it in a PDF format. Means altogether, all the documents will be saved to the teacher in a synchronized manner whereby the teacher can get access to whatever they have to, or they can also scrutiny the students' capabilities in a very easy manner. Now, coming to the next one, large scale production. And another advantage of usage of machines and equipments is large scale production. Now, as I told you, the usage of the labor, the labor or the workers, when they are being used, the production might be low because each worker, when we take out the average, each worker might be able to work continuously for 5 to 6 hours. Above that, he needs time to rest. He needs some intervals of time to rejuvenate himself. He might be hungry. He has to have some water. All these are the n number of things which come up when we take up the labor. They need to rest. Otherwise, they might not be able to work with more of efficiency. But the large scale production might not be done through the usage of workers. So an average, if you take, for example, 10 people are working continuously for 10 days and the outcome is X. And if the machine is being used for that, then in 5 days only, the 10 people work will be completed by the organization, and the X product the X produce is coming out. Means the organization is saving another 5 days, and the wage of these employees is also saved. And in the coming 5 days, the organization can go for more production. That is, on a larger scale, it can go for more production. With this, what happens? The organization might go for more of production, which might in turn provide them more of profits. So this is another important advantage we can say. Then the next one is reduced dependence on human labor. If you see, each and every advantage is interlinked with one another. So the reduced dependence on human labor, as I told you, large scale production. If the organization is using more of machines, then it need not depend on human labor. Because at times we see human labor is a cumbersome procedure, because they take more leaves, they take or else they come out, they don't turn up on time, they take many intervals of time, they ask for more of overtime, then there might be absenteeism seen. If there is more task to be completed, they might not be able to finish the task on the deadline. So there are many problems. There are unions also, which will create problems that if you want us to do work, if you want us to work more, we need more pay. Well, the unions also come up into this. They create hurdles for the production. These are all the things which will create the human labor, a task for the organization to handle the human labor. So we can say that the usage of office equipments and machines, which also help in reduction of the human labor, and also which help the organization to come out in a very efficient manner in achieving its organizational goals. So this is another important advantage we can say. Now, the next one is minimization of hazards. That is, now when we see, now the best example what we can see is, what does we mean by minimization of hazards? That is, if you see pharmaceutical companies or chemical industries where there is a threat to the human life, the chemicals, poisonous chemicals are being used to prepare in any chemical or in any equipment or any of the manufacturing goods. So the gases, the poisonous gases might affect the health of the employees, which might be very dangerous. In the pharmaceutical companies also, we come across these only. The chemicals, compounds, which might be hazardous for them. And another important practical example we come across in our daily lives is the scavengers. These scavengers or the sweepers or all these people, they are prone to more of hazardous things, where if you see the scavengers, they go into the manholes, they clean the manholes where there are more of poisonous gases. And we come across and we read in newspapers also that the scavengers who were cleaning the drainages, they come up, the respiratory problems, they couldn't breathe properly. The gases which were there, the poisonous gases have engulfed them. These are the things which come across where we see these hazardous things coming up. So the office usage of office things and the office equipments will give a better thing, or they create. Nowadays, we see there are usage of machines in cleaning the manholes also, which has given a better life for these scavengers. Then the next important maybe we can see the most important with lesser fraud. Lesser fraud. What do we mean by lesser fraud? Lesser fraud means there is no scope for more of corruption, the manipulation of things. Because if you are sending a mail, the mail will go directly to the person whom you are sending and whom you want to. So there will be no middlemen to manipulate the things, to change the documents, to change the things. So there will be more scope for lesser fraud, we can say. And another last and important thing we can say is control. The organization will have a direct control on the work of the organization. That is, when the usage of machines and equipments are taking place, then there will be a direct control of the employee, the organization, because they will see which machine is producing how much, and how much, what is the input, and how it is being calculated. So they will have a clear picture of what is being done, how it is being done also. So we can say that the most important advantage of usage of office machines and equipments in the daily life or in the office administration is where the management will have a direct control on the work done by the employees. So these are the important advantages of usage of the office machines and the equipments. Now, we will take up the next important subtopic in this problems of mechanization, that is the usage of machines or usage of the whatever we are using in the problems, whatever we come across in the usage of these machines. That is, use of machines in offices is not an unmixed blessing, because there are certain problems which come across in the usage of machines. That is, there might be the labor displacement, that is the labor. Now, as I have taken the example of the 10 people or the 10 workers, when they are working, they are being given the importance, or they cannot work properly. Then what happens is the organization will go for an alternative, and they will bring about machines. So means 5 people's salaries will be cut down and they will be shown the door. Means 5 people, they will lose the employment. So which will create an employment crunch, or there will be a loss of recruitment process also, which will give a scope for more of unemployment. So this can be a major problem. And we can see that because of the usage of machines nowadays, there has been a less usage of the human labor also. So we can say that these might be another important problem whereof usage of these machines is creating. Now, we will talk about the next important subheading in that, the checklist of consideration in purchasing the machines. So now we have discussed about the advantages and the problems of when we use of machines is being done by the organizations, which will give way to more of unemployment. So now we will take up another important thing where the office organizations, when they are going for purchasing of office equipments, they have to keep in mind some of the important things, considerations, or the which will give them a better understanding of the things, whatever they are buying or whatever equipments they are buying from the market. The first and foremost is the durability. Now, what is durability? Durability means it is how well it can be utilized, means the life of the machine or the equipment. The life of the machine, how many years that machine can be used. So this is a very, very important, because the cost of the machines is very high. The organization cannot afford it in number of times. So it has to keep in mind, when the organization is going for buying of the office machines and equipments, it has to see the durability. That is, the life of the machine should be more. And because when we talk about, when we go for purchase of anything also, we ask the shopkeeper, or we ask the person who is selling, that what is the durability? Because when we are investing so much of money, we try to get the better deal and also a better product, which can be used for many years. So the first and foremost, when we go for purchase of the equipment, is durability. Check the durability of the product. Then facility of operations. Facility of operation means how it is operated. It should be friendly. That is, it should be a friendly product. That is, whenever we use when we use that product, we should feel that, yes, this product is very friendly. I can use all the methods, whatever are being in this, which are giving me more of time, and I am able to complete my task in a less period of time. So it should be a user-friendly. User-friendly means the whatever machines or equipments which are being used by the organization, they have to be user-friendly. Means in lesser time, the product should be completed. So this will be giving more of scope for usage of machines, we can say. Then the third one is flexibility and portability. Flexibility. Now, what is flexibility? How much easily, if you can use that machine or the product, is known as flexibility. Means how the usage of, there should not be lengthy procedures to access that thing. So we should have a less, there should be usage of the flexibility should be, that is, the things, whatever the procedures of working on that machine should be less, and the things have to be maintained in, and that is, the buttons or whatever they are being, they have to be kept in a simpler manner, so that every person, every employee can use that product in a simpler manner, we can say. So, and portability. Portability means wherever we go, we can take them. Now, for this, we can take the best example of the laptops, where now the laptop, now when you work on the desktop, you might not be able to, if you save them, you might not be on the desktop. If you save them, wherever if you go, you might not be able to take the desktop with you. So when you save it on the screen of your laptop, then whenever you need anything quickly, you can open the laptop on the screen only. You can just click and you can get the information. And the laptop can be carried wherever it is needed too. So this is the flexibility and portability. Then availability of servicing facility. Availability. Now, we come across this problem in many things. That's why many of them buy the products where the servicing, that is, servicing is now, that is a machine which has to be maintained in a proper manner, and it has to be checked means a thorough check has to be done to it in time to time manner. So the availability of servicing, that if you are using a laptop, that laptop has to be have a service station or a service center where you can get it done in a shorter period of time. If the product, whatever you have bought, and if it does not have a service center, then you may not be able to get the profit out of it. That is, you may not be able to use the product, because if anything goes wrong, you might not be able to get it or rectify it. So that is very important for each and everybody to check when they go for the equipments, buying of equipments and machines. Then the next one is the cost. That is the cost friendly. Everything has to be cost friendly. Then the necessity. Necessity is how much you are using that product. Nowadays, a smartphone. Nowadays, nobody is using the desktops or the laptops mostly. When you carry your smartphone with you, you are able to. Nowadays, many people are not carrying the books or the material, the papers with them. They only use their smartphone with them, and they can show a PowerPoint. They can use whatever they want to. They can send a mail. They can create a word, and they can type, they can, it means everything. They can connect with the world with only a small gadget, that is a smartphone. So that is, and that smartphone might be of less cost compared to the desktop or a laptop also. So the cost is very important, and the user friendly it should be user friendly also. And the necessity also. Necessity is, and how much you are using that product and how well you are using that in the user necessity. Because nowadays, no person, we cannot see a single person who is not using a mobile phone. That mobile phone has become a necessity in our daily life. So we can say that necessity is very important when we go for buying of these office equipments or the machines. Then safety. Safety is also very, very important. Safety of the machine, safety of the, means they should be having all the safety standards and safety measures. We cannot use the things. We come across many that a laptop was being kept for charging and it was burnt, and we come across the phone, the chargers, all these, where the machines also, there might be a short circuit where the machine might be burnt out. So there are many things which come up which will create hazardous things to the user also. So the safety measures have to be taken into consideration when the go for or the buying of these office machines. Now we will talk about the next important aspect in the subheading in this topic is the types of the office machines and equipments. That are, the first one is the typewriters, duplicating machines, the computing, accounting and tabulating machines, and the communicating machines. Now, typewriters. Now, what is a typewriter? We all know that before usage of these computers, there was in all the offices, they were using these typewriters. Typewriters are, as I told you, these are the where the matter will be typed, typed in a single format, that is in a simple, where, now what is the better advantage of using a typewriter, where if you give anything to write for two people to write a thing, or then the two people's handwriting will be totally different. One might just scribble and another might write in a very bold manner, in a capital letters. So the person who has scribbled, that might not be very evident to you, that might not be good, and you might not understand that language. And the person who has written in bold letters, that might be easy for you to understand. So the person who has just scribbled or used cursive writing, that might not be helpful for the person who is reading. So to avoid these, the typewriters are used. And this is the one of the most important equipment or tool which is being used by the officers to carry on the office administration, where the letters are drafted, the proposals are drafted, or the everything is typed, whereby each and every employee can read with a clear understanding. That is, the everything will be in a single format and in an imprinted manner. So typewriters are one of the most important equipments and the tools which are being used by the organizations. Then the second one is duplicating machines. Now, what does that mean? Duplicating machines, we can give a simple example to this. The Xerox machines or the photocopies, where the same matter, we get another copy of it. The documents, whatever we have, we get the duplicating of that documents is called as duplicating machines. And the third one is computing accounting, the usage of Excel sheets, where the accounting people use for the balance sheets or on all these, they accounting, taxations, on all these processes, the computer people or the taxing people or the commerce people, they use all these equipments with the computing. So the Excel sheets are being used in an advanced Excel sheets are also used in this. Then the last one is communicating machines. Now, what do we mean? In the last classes, we discussed about communication. Communication is, what does we mean by communication? Communication is a face-to-face interaction, or it can be a verbal interaction between one or two persons. That is known as communication. Now, in this aspect, what is the communicating machines? The telephones, or now we are today in this class also, we are communicating with each other. So this is telephones, or we can say emails, or the letters. All these are the communicating machines. The intercoms, internet, mailing, posting equipments, device for external communications. These are all the smart usage of smartphones, fax machines, typewriters, fax pagers. All these are the communicating machines, where you are communicating with the opposite person without talking, where you are explaining to the opposite person your views, your opinions, your suggestions in a very better manner. So this is another communicating machines. So these are what are the important types of office equipments and tools. They are, the first one is the typewriters. Second is the duplicating machines. Third one is the computing, auditing, accounting and tabulating machines. And fourth one is the communicating machines. So these are the important types of, we can say, office tools or equipments which will make. Now, do these equipments help the organization in the advantages we discussed? That yes, these machines help the organizations or also office administration to perform their activities in a very better manner, in shorter period of time, with less usage of labor, and in a better and on all the aspects, we can say that these help the organization to get the things done in a very shorter period of time. So these are the types of machines or office machines which are being used. Then the next important aspect in this topic is the maintenance of office machines. Now, buying of office machine. Now we can divide this into some of the steps. That is, knowing about the machine. First one, And analyzing about that machine is the second one. Third one, just you're deciding about the pros and cons of the machine, then getting the machine into the organization, understanding the machine, then starting using the machine. These are all one side. And the other side of the coin, we can say, is the usage of the machine and maintenance of the machine. Maintenance of the machine. Thereby, now what is the important thing to remember here? That when the organization buys any equipment or machine for the organization, it has to go on with the periodical maintenance. Periodical maintenance means quarterly or half yearly, whatever the time durations the machine needs, it has to be maintained. It has to go for servicing periodically. Then only the machine can give more life, to the, and it can create for itself more life, and it can help the organization in giving out more better results, we can say. And it will also help the organization in getting more of standards also. So we can say that the organizations have to, as I told you, one side of the coin is and taken buying of the office equipments and machines and analyzing them, usage of them. The other side of the coin is the maintenance of the office equipments and machines. If they are not well maintained, if they are not being periodically serviced, when the continuous service has to be done to them. If they don't go for better servicing processes, then these products might be kept. They have to be kept aside, because if there is no periodical servicing, then it might create a huge loss to the company or the organization, because they might say that it might shut down and it cannot be retrieved back. So many of if you come across, there might be huge loss to the companies or the organizations also. We can come across in the practical scenarios. We see that company has closed down, this company has closed down, that organization is not using those computers. Why? Because if there is no constant utilization, if there is no constantly monitoring of these servicing, periodical servicing, then the organization has to pay a huge price, and they have to just keep these equipments or the machines aside, which will give a huge loss to the organization. So this, we can say that this is the biggest disadvantage of the organization when they go for the usage of office machines. So the means every time, periodically, from time to time, when the organization is using them, the office machines, they have to go for maintenance purpose. That is, periodically, every time, quarterly or half yearly, whenever there is a need for the maintenance of the machine, they have to continuously do that. Otherwise, the organizations might see a huge loss to the company also. So this is a very, very important thing to remember in this regard, we can say that the human beings, we can say that this is an disadvantage of using an office machine, and this is an advantage of having human labor also. That human labor might not take more rest, they rejuvenate themselves, and there is no need for maintaining them periodically. They can, if there is more work, they work. If there is less work, they take rest. But there is no need for maintenance of these human labor. This can be an advantage of human labor, but to go on with the market trends, to go on with the market, to be in the competition of the market, then the organizations have to have more of machines, less of labor, and more of equipments, which will give them more of profits also. So this is a very, very important thing of going for periodical review or periodical maintenance of the office machines. But we see many times in the office organizations or in the developmental process that once the machine is brought into the organizations just put a deaf ear and they just make the machine work only. They don't look up to it that it needs some servicing also. So every time the organization should go for a budget allocation. Means in their budget, the organization should keep in mind that the servicing of these office equipments and servicing of these office machines should be done in a quarterly or in a periodical manner. So in the budget only, there should be an allocation of funds, where if the allocation of funds is done, then the organization will keep in mind that yes, this equipments and machines have to be carried out, servicing has to be carried out. Then coming to the last and important one, inventory of the machines. Now, what do you understand by the word inventory of the machine? There should be an inventory of machines for every office, and it should be updated at periodical intervals. Periodical intervals means inventory means if an organization buys a product, that product has to be updated in the register and when this product has been bought and at what cost this has been bought, what are the particulars of that is known as inventory. So like that, and when this product, the equipment has been serviced, has gone for service, if the organization maintains an inventory, means at times when the organization tries to maintain a record of that particular machine, in which year it has been bought into the organization, when and at what times we can say the services have been done, then the organization will have a clear picture and a clear understanding that yes, these many times this machine has been gone for servicing, and this will create more of durability, and the organization also can calculate that how much money they are spending on this office machine, and whereby they will calculate that if that machine is taking more money for office servicing, then they can think that now it is time to buy a new machine, because the servicing has to be done in less money only. They should not go for more money, more expenditure. They have to complete the servicing in the less time. So based on these inventories, the organization will get a clear picture of the product, of the machines, whatever they are using and how they are using, which will also help the organization to get an understanding and will help the organization to get a clear picture of what has to be done, when it has to be done, and how it has to be done. So we can say that, to sum up, we can say that the usage of office machines and equipments in the development process of the office administration, we can say that yes, the usage of office machines and equipments will give the organization more energy, more better aspects, and can give and will make the organization stand in the competitive world, or can stand in the competition and can face the market, because they need not depend on human labor, they need not take up the all the cumbersome procedures or the absenteeism of the human labor. They can just go by the working of the machines and the usage of the machines, and they can go for more production also on a larger scale. They can go for more production, which might create more better opportunities for the organization. And in the aspects of the government, we can say the usage of these office equipments, it has the better example is the online systems. Usage of these new technology, new machines, the government has come nearer to the citizens. Now the citizens and the government are face to face. There is no cumbersome procedure. There are no middlemen. Whatever queries you have, you can just ask you can get the information from the government websites, and you can get the information and you can get the documents. Everything can be done. That is the online mode. So we can say that the most important advantages of office usage of office machines and equipments is having a better life in a quicker manner. The things are being done at a reduced cost, and moreover, time is also being saved. So in this today's class, we have discussed about the office machines and equipments which are being used in the development of the offices and the organizations, and also in the office administration. So this is all about this 12th unit. If you have any doubts, you can come up in this class. If you have any doubts or anything you want me to, you can. Okay then. Thank you.